Today we're going to do heart openers, or back bends, and look at forward bends as well. So your heart is at the center of your energy centers or chakras. The 3 chakras below have to do with feeling and emotions. The chakras above have to do with speaking, thinking, and intuition. So feeling below, thinking above, where they meet is in the hearts, where our thoughts and feelings come to find balance through them. And we're going to look at the spine today and moving the spine to hopefully free up some energy. Let's give it a shot. Begin today's practice in child's pose. So to help to open up the front of the heart spine, we also want to be considering opening up the back. And this area in the back of the spine becomes chronically tight for many. So open up the whole energy center. That's the idea I want you to become aware of today, not just through the front. So start by imagining that your breath could open up your back ribs. And as you exhale, let the front compress. And as you inhale, feel your lower back ribs expand, middle and upper back. And as you exhale, compress and sink towards the floor. Good. Now come up onto your hands and your knees. And round through your spine again. And as you exhale, compress to the front. And as you inhale, expand through the back. And as you exhale, compress through the front, hold the rounding. Now as you inhale, flip the spine the other way. And as you exhale, let the back muscles engage. And as you inhale, expand the front. And as you exhale, now come to neutral. Lift your hips and stretch back into dog pose. Step your feet to the front of your mat. And let your head rest and drop down. Then from Uttanasana, come into a flat back. Step your left foot back into a lunge and drop your knee down. Bring your hands to your right knee. Now slowly start to sink your hips towards your heel and stretch your arms forward and up. And then fingertips down, stretch back into the half splits. Hips come forward. Move the left buttock in and down. As you lift your belly, stretch your arms forward. Lift the skin through the front as you reach the buttocks down. Then hands come back down, stretch back. Again, hips come forward, reach arms forward and up. Hands down, stretch back. Change sides. Step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Let your hips melt forward towards your heel. Reach your buttock down as you lift your belly. Take the arms forward and up. Hands reach down. You usually have to scoot the knee back a little bit for this first one. And then come forward. Track your hip with your heel as you reach up. Hands down. Stretch hips back. Last one, come forward and stretch up. Hands down, stretch back. Then step to down dog. Set your knees down. So now start to stretch your hips back towards your heels. Now for some, this might not be difficult. For others, there might be a lot of limitation. And in that case, you can put a pillow or a block or something underneath your butt so that you can sit up. And stretch down through the knees. Twist to your left. Then twist to your right. Come back to center, interlock your fingers, turn your palms inside out, and pull your hands back towards your chest as you open your chest. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach your arms forward. Inhale, pull elbows back. Exhale, reach forward, stretch a little bit further up. Inhale, pull the hands back towards your head. Back bend your upper back. Exhale, stretch forward a little bit higher. Almost up to the sky. Bend your elbows again. And then reach towards straight up. Good. Bring your arms down. So we should get a little bit of stretch there in the knees so that we could go for this next one. Now stand up on your knees. And with your arms forward, lean your body back, reaching down to the knees and the shins. Buttocks tucks towards the backs of the knees. And then come back up. Nice. Now stretch your hips back towards your seat, whether it was on the ground, on the block, or on a cushion, and stretch your arms up. And then stand back up on your knees. Lean back. Buttocks tucks towards the backs of the knees as you stretch back. Stand up on the knees. Sit your buttock down as you raise your arms up. 2 more times. Stand up, arms forward. Lean back, buttocks tucks under. Reach down through the knees, lean as far as you can. Come back up. Sit back, arms up. Last one. Stand up on knees. Lean back. Squeeze buttocks to the backs of the knees. Come back up. Ooh. Hands down. Downward dog or child's pose. Shift to plank position. Lower down slowly onto your belly. Stretch arms forward, inhale. Exhale, pull elbows back, cactus. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, squeeze back. Now place your hands next to your side ribs. And as you inhale, roll up into Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, stretch back. Downward facing dog. Step or walk to the front of the mat and inhale, elongate your spine. And exhale, fold. So as you fold, depending on how mobile your spinal muscles are, you might be able to fold with straight legs and the whole spine can go forward or down. But for some, when the legs straighten, the spine tucks up like this. If that's the case, you should bend your knees so that the hips can participate in the forward fold to take you forward. Let the spinal muscles elongate. Now inhale, come up into a flat back, and exhale, fold deeper. So if you want to get better at the spinal extensions, the heart opening, you should also focus on the rounding at the same time. Roll yourself up now. Good. Raise your arms and little back bend in your upper back as you reach up. Good. Now bring your hands behind your head. We're going to try something a little tricky here. Take your feet shoulder distance apart. Roll your heart open. Squeeze your back muscles. And then chin to your chest. Round through your neck, upper back. Roll down. Drop your buttocks towards your heels. Come into your best squat that you can. And then lift your heart up. And drop your heart and head. Lift your hips and roll yourself back up. And at the top, squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your back muscles, open your heart. Feel that by squeezing in the back, you can open the front. And then close down in the front to open the back. Roll yourself down. Drop your butt. And then engage your back muscles in your upper back to lift your heart here. Last one, drop elbows down, lift hips up. Roll yourself up. Squeeze your buttocks, engage your back muscles, roll chest open. And come to neutral. Good job. Reach your right arm up and over, side bend. Change, left arm reaches up and over. Alternating here, side to side. Waking up the muscles in the side body as we improve the elasticity of the intercostals, side chest, and lats. This will also help to loosen up the outer sheath so that we can move through the rib cage and spine better. Also some dynamic movement, just flowing side to side, will help to find more ease in the pose. Good. Now clasp your hands behind your back, or in this case, I'm going to recommend using a strap or a towel if your shoulders are tight. So if it's difficult to lift your hands behind your back, you can just grab yourself a strap or towel. Did I get this strap? Let's see. So I can interlock my hands, but my elbows kind of I can't get the same freedom if I use a strap, towel, or shirt. Step your right foot forward, left foot back as you come into Crescent Lunge. Reach your knuckles down, roll your shoulder heads open. Now lean your chest out over your knee. Keep reaching through the knuckles. Reach straight back. Upright your spine. Change sides. Let your arms relax for a sec. And step the right foot back. Crescent Lunge. Roll your chest open. And then lean out over your knee. Reach through the knuckles. Rotate the arms. Open up. Really feel those back muscles squeezing to open up the front, but not squeezing too much to where you're cutting off the flow through your Sushumna Nadi. Put it all together today. Come back up. Good. Now parallel your feet and fold forward. So now less squeezing in the back, more just relaxing into it. Apply enough effort to roll the shoulders so that the front of the shoulders are open, the back of the shoulders are drawing towards each other. Press down into your feet and come back up. Step up to the top of your mat. Inhale into chair pose. Oh, feel all those muscles awaken your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Plant your hands, step back, plank position. Strong in your plank. Sink into your blades and then press up. Holding the pressed up position, bring your left knee up to your chest. Change, right knee up. Change, left knee up. Change, right knee up. Now lift the right knee higher, step your foot up to your thumb, drop your left knee down. Now hold here in low lunge, sinking your hips towards your right foot. If that feels like enough stretch, just stay there. Otherwise, you can reach back with your hand for your foot or for your ankle. Then release that. Stretch your hips back into the half splits. If you're a full split person, don't let me hold you back. Go for it. And change sides. A lot of our backbending potential comes from the root of the spine and the ability to harness the energy from the root of the spine and move it up through the spine towards the heart. Now, we tend to be rigid in the front of the hips, and by freeing up the hips, you'll notice that your T-spine, your thoracic spine, gets better freedom, which sounds crazy. Like from a hip opener class, you might feel like, oh, everything feels like loose in my shoulders. It's kind of weird. But by freeing up and opening up the front and the back of the hip, we're going to be able to move the spine better, for sure. And you can feel through these stretches, especially these tight bands in the front of the hip that get closed from the thigh bone being at a 90-degree angle, from being in the seat, sitting at the computer, etc. By opening up, we can extract and open up length through the front of the spine. Release and take half splits or full splits. And now this pose is favoring the opening of the hamstrings and the back of the hip and the buttock. Good job. Bend that knee. All right, now let's put it together, and we're going to try a little bit of reversed plank. So I'm going to show you from the kneeling position, which again, you can take props if it bothers your knees to kneel, or you can just go feet out in front of you if you can't kneel. Then put your hands a foot behind you. Ideally, I'd like you to reverse the hands to turn the fingers back, and we'll just start by opening up the chest from here. Roll the front of the shoulders open, engage your back muscles, but be mindful not to kick your ribs up. Can you exhale and deflate the ribs to their neutral position. And then roll the shoulder heads open and feel the shoulder blades start to draw in and down on the back. Good. Now you can hold here, or you can start to lift the hips up from this position. Show it from this kneeling position, because this is a great one to access the opening here in the front of the hips. Now, whichever one you're doing, reach the buttocks down and lift through the front of the pelvis, and that will help to create the opening in the front that we're looking for. Roll your shoulder blades in and down without pressing your rib cage up. It's a fine balance of effort and surrender. Can you find the surrender so that the heart can open? Your intention through the thoughts and through the actions, combined with the feelings, observing the sensations, that's what's helping to open your heart here. Allow yourself to be an open channel for energy, intuition, expression through the body. And maybe even some higher teaching that I'm not even capable of verbalizing. And maybe you wouldn't be capable of verbalizing either. Allow that to come through your crown. And lower yourself back down. It got kind of far out. Sorry, I smoked a little DMT before this, so I'm kind of like a little trippy. Just kidding. Okay, stand back up on your knees. I'll just say just kidding, because a lot of people think I'm dead serious when I do that. And we're going to do it one more time. This time, try to go up just a little bit further. You ready? Lift your hips up, roll your shoulders, squeeze your buttocks. Grip the buttocks enough to open up, but not so much to where you close off. And lower yourself back down. Now stand up on your knees. There's fancier stuff we could do, like back bending from here to the feet, or just interlocking the hands and opening up the chest. We're going to revisit this later in the challenge, but if you want to throw one in here, I won't be mad at you. And then when you're done with all of that, come to lie down onto your back. Open up your arms and cross your right ankle over your knee and twist. Come back to center, change sides. Come back to center. Then go right ankle over the knee again and focus on rotating your femur, externally rotating, and then slowly hug the leg in towards you. Either hold the back of the left leg or the left shin. If you're more of a single leg pigeon person, you want to roll up and do a single pigeon, that's cool too. You could do that. But this is a great way just to teach the rotation, because that's preliminary for the pigeon. If you haven't found the rotation of the femur, you're going to want to really feel confident with that before going for the full single leg pigeon. Good. Change the cross. uncross your legs for shavasana. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for class today. If you'd like to finish with a 5-minute guided shavasana, then you can click this link over here. If you'd like to finish with a 5-minute silent shavasana, you can click this link here. Shavasana is the most important part of your practice, so I recommend that you finish with that. I'll see you next time.